Warriors Into the Wild by Aaron Hunter. Allegiances. Leader, Blue Star. For ThunderClan. Blue-gray she-cat, tinged with silver around her muzzle. Deputy, Redtail, small tortoiseshell tom with a distinctive ginger tail. Apprentice, Dustpaw. Medicine cat, Spotted Leaf, beautiful dark tortoiseshell she-cat with a distinctive dappled coat. Warriors, toms and she-cats without kits. Lionheart, magnificent tabby golden tom with thick fur like a lion's mane. Apprentice, Graypaw. Tiger Claw, big brown tabby tom with unusually long front claws. Apprentice, Ravenpaw. White Storm, big white tom. Apprentice, Sandpaw. Dark Stripe, sleek black and gray tabby tom. Longtail, pale tabby tom with the dark black stripes. Running Wind, swift tabby tom. Willowpelt, very pale gray she-cat with unusual blue eyes. Mousefur, small dusky brown she-cat. Apprentices, more than 6 moons old and training to become warriors. Dustpaw, dark brown tabby tom. Graypaw, long-haired solid gray tom. Ravenpaw, small skinny black tom with a tiny white dash on its chest and a white tipped tail. Sandpaw, pale ginger she-cat. Firepaw, handsome ginger tom. She-cat queens, she-cats expecting or nursing kits. Frostfur, beautiful white coat and blue eyes. Brindleface, pretty tabby. Goldenflower, pale ginger coat. Speckletail, pale tabby and the oldest nursery queen. Elders, former warriors and queens now retired. Halftail, big dark brown tabby tom with part of his tail missing. Small Ear, gray tom with very small ears, the oldest tom in ThunderClan. Patchpelt, small black and white tom. One Eye, pale gray she-cat, the oldest cat in ThunderClan, virtually blind and deaf. Dappletail, once pretty tortoiseshell she-cat with a lovely dappled coat. ShadowClan. Leader, Broken Star, long-haired dark brown tabby. Deputy, Blackfoot, large white tom with huge jet black paws. Medicine cat, Running Nose, small gray and white tom. Warriors, Stumpy Tail, brown tabby tom. Apprentice, Brownpaw. Boulder, silver tabby tom. Apprentice, Wetpaw. Clawface, battle-scarred brown tom. Apprentice, Little Paw. Nightpelt, black tom. Queens, Dawn Cloud, small tabby. Bright Flower, black and white she-cat. Elders, Ashfur, thin gray tom. Wind Clan. Leader, Tall Star, a black and white tom with a very long tail. River Clan. Leader, Crooked Star, a huge light-colored tabby with a twisted jaw. Deputy, Oakheart, a reddish-brown tom. Cats Outside Clans. Yellowfang, an old dark gray cat with a broad, flattened face. Smudge, plump, friendly black and white kitten who lives in a house at the edge of the forest. Barley, black and white tom who lives on a farm close to the forest. Prologue. A half moon glowed on the smooth granite boulders, turning them silver. The silence was broken by the ripple of water from the swift black river and the whisper of trees in the forest beyond. There was a stirring in the shadows, and from all around lithe dark shapes crept stealthily over the rocks. Unsheathed claws glinted in the moonlight. Wary eyes flashed like amber. And then, as if on a silent signal, the creatures leaped at each other. And suddenly the rocks were alive with wrestling, screeching cats. At the center of the frenzy of fur and claws, a massive dark tabby pinned a bracken-colored tom to the ground and drew up his head triumphantly. "Oakheart," the tabby growled. "How dare you hunt in our territory? The Sunning Rocks belong to ThunderClan." After tonight, thought Tiger Claw, this will just be another River Clan hunting ground. The bracken-colored Tom spat back. A warning yowl came from the shore, shrill and anxious. Look out! More River Clan warriors are coming! Tiger Claw turned to see sleek, wet bodies sliding out of the water below the rocks. The drenched River Clan warriors bounded silently up the shore and hurled themselves into battle without even stopping to shake the water from their fur. The dark tabby glared down at Oakhart. You may swim like otters, but you and your warriors do not belong in this forest. He drew his lips and showed teeth as the cat struggled beneath him. The desperate scream of a ThunderClan she-cat rose above the clamor. A wiry River Clan Tom had pinned the brown warrior flat on her belly. Now he lunged toward her net with her jaws still dripping from his swim across the river. Tiger Claw heard the cry and let go of Oakhart. With a mighty leap, he knocked the enemy warrior away from the she-cat. "Quick, Mousefur, run!" he ordered, before turning on the River Clan Tom who had threatened her. Mousefur scrambled to her paws, wincing from a deep gash on her shoulder, and raced away. Behind her, Tiger Claw spat with rage as the River Clan Tom sliced open his nose. Blood blinded him for an instant, but he lunged forward regardless and sank his teeth into the hind leg of his enemy. The River Clan squealed and struggled to flee. Tiger Claw! The yowl came from a warrior with a tail as red as fox fur. "This is useless! There are too many River Clan warriors!" "No, Redtail. ThunderClan will never be beaten!" Tiger Claw yelled back, leaping to Redtail's side. "This is our territory!" Blood was welling around his broad black muzzle, and he shook his head impatiently, scattering scarlet drops onto the rocks. "ThunderClan will honor your courage, Tiger Claw, but we cannot afford to lose any more of our warriors," Redtail urged. "Blue Star would never expect her warriors to fight against these impossible odds. We will have another chance to avenge this defeat." He met Tiger Claw's amber-eyed gaze steadily, then reared away and sprang onto a boulder at the edge of the retreat. "Retreat! ThunderClan, retreat!" he yowled. At once his warriors squirmed and struggled away from their opponents, spitting and snarling. They backed towards Redtail. For a heartbeat, the River Clan cats looked confused. Was this battle so easily won? Then Oakhart yowled a jubilant cry. As soon as they heard him, the River Clan warriors raised their voices and joined their deputy in a caterwauling their victory. Redtail looked at his warriors. With a flick of his tail, he gave the signal, and the River Clan and the ThunderClan cats dived down the far side of Sunning Rocks, then disappeared into the trees. Tiger Claw followed last. He hesitated at the edge of the forest and glanced back at the blood-stained battlefield. His face was grim, his eyes furious slits. Then he leaped after his clan into the silent forest. In a deserted clearing, an old gray she-cat sat alone, staring up at the clear night sky. All around her in the shadows she could hear breathing and stirrings of sleeping cats. Small tortoiseshell she-cat emerged from a dark corner, her paw steps quick and soundless. The gray cat dipped her head in greeting. "How is Mousefur?" she meowed. "Her wounds are deep, Blue Star," answered the tortoiseshell, settling herself on the cool night grass. "But she is young and strong. She will heal quickly." "And the others?" "They will recover too." Blue Star sighed. "We are lucky to not have lost any of our warriors this time. You are a gift in medicine, Cat Spotted Leaf." She tilted her head again and studied the stars. "I am deeply troubled by tonight's defeat. ThunderClan has not been beaten on its own territory since I came leader," she murmured. These are difficult times for our clan. The season of new leaf is late, and there has been fewer kits. ThunderClan needs more warriors if it is to survive." "But the year is only just beginning," Spotted Leaf pointed out calmly. "There will be more kits when Greenleaf comes." The gray cat twitched her broad shoulders. "Perhaps, but training our young to become warriors takes time. If ThunderClan is to defend its territory, it must have new warriors as soon as possible." "Are you asking StarClan for answers?" Mood Spotted Leaf gently, following Blue Star's gaze and staring up at the swath of stars glittering in the dark sky. "It is at times like we need the words of ancient warriors to help us. Has StarClan spoken to you?" Blue Star asked. "Not for some moons, Blue Star." Suddenly a shooting star blazed over the tree tops. Spotted-Leaf's tail twitched, and the fur along her spine bristled. Blue Star's ears pricked, but she remained silent as Spotted-Leaf continued to gaze upward. After a few moments, Spotted-Leaf lowered her head and turned to Blue Star. "It was a message from StarClan," she murmured. A distant look came into her eyes. "Fire alone can save our clan." "Fire?" Blue Star echoed. "But fire is filled by all the clans. How can it save us?" Spotted-Leaf shook her head. "I do not know," she admitted, "but this is a message StarClan has chosen to share with me." The StarClan leader fixed her clear blue eyes on the medicine cap. "You've never been wrong before, Spotted-Leaf," she nodded. "And if StarClan has spoken, then it must be so. Fire will save our clan."